welcome. Welcome to Sports Stuff Hub Live, episode 44 on this beautiful Tuesday, August 17th. And apparently I was on mute to start with. That should be fixed now. And here we are, over halfway through August. Over halfway through the year 2021. We're, 17, 18 months into COVID now. And they're talking about potentially lockdowns again. They're talking about potentially setting things back again because of the increased spread, even with vaccinations. And we've got multiple teams whose stadiums have come out and said, we'll allow full capacity as long as you have an up-to-date vaccination card. Fully vaccinated staff, fully vaccinated players, fully vaccinated fans, even though a lot of players and fans are fighting it. But it may not stop the full capacity. I know the Raiders have come out and said you must have a card to work. You must have a vaccination card. You must have a vaccination card to attend one of their home games. So some of the teams are already putting their foot down with this. You have the Atlanta Falcons, whose team has reached 100% vaccination rate. First team in the NFL, as far as I'm aware. Now, we're not going to sit here and talk about COVID and vaccinations and all this kind of stuff today, but we are going to talk about the goings-on in the NFL. And we just wrapped up week one, full week one of the preseason. We got to see some of our new blood in the NFL, including guys like Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields and Mac Jones and Trey Lance, all of which show tremendous upside. Mac Jones looks to be like he could end up beating out Cam Newton. Cam Newton's not playing bad, but Mac Jones is just playing that much better. Now, on the field of practice this week, the Patriots and the Eagles, who play this weekend, are practicing all week together, and multiple Boston media have reported that Jalen Hurts looks like the best quarterback on the field. Bar none. Which means he's playing better than Cam, which means he's playing better than Mac Jones. So, we'll see how that turns out after Jalen Hurts was potentially on the trading block as the Eagles were interested in Deshaun Watson. Now, could they roster both? Yeah, it wouldn't be wise, but they could. Is Jalen Hurts the real deal? Is Jalen Hurts going to make it through the full season without the team screwing it up? Maybe. But he definitely has looked solid. He looked good in their preseason game, the little bit of action he saw. And he's looked good in training camp. Mac Jones looks like he's potentially going to beat out Cam Newton. Mac Jones looks like he's potentially another Tom Brady-esque player. A not physically dominant look to him. Just kind of a meh looking player. But has all the intangibles and the head. And could potentially be another Tom Brady-esque type player, even though Tom Brady went in the 6th round and Mac Jones went 15th overall. So, that leads us to the other 3 quarterbacks. 4 quarterbacks, because just Jalen Hurts was last year. Trevor Lawrence, who the Jacksonville Jaguars drafted number 1 overall, didn't look amazing in his limited outing, but the entire Jacksonville offense didn't look amazing. Their defense looked good. Now, did Urban Meyer potentially decide to keep the reins in on his guys and just kind of lull people to sleep? Possibly. But he did nothing as far as play calling that I saw that was imaginative or testing his players' limits. And that's one thing that you want to do in preseason, to see if you have the guy, especially when you have the number 1 overall pick, competing against Gardner Minshew, who hasn't taken a crap in 3 to 4 weeks now, apparently, because he will not settle for number 2. I love that quote. So, you have Trevor Lawrence, who looked mediocre. Gardner Minshew looked mediocre. The Jacksonville O-line was not playing that well. The running backs couldn't run. There was a couple of decent plays, but nothing was outstanding. Could Urban Meyer have been like, let's reel it in here, I don't want to show anybody anything, and then come out week 1 firing? Sure. Could he? Yeah. Did he? Doubtful. I don't see that coming from Urban Meyer. And it's no secret that I'm not an Urban Meyer fan. I've said this time and time again. I believe he's in over his head. And enough said. Brought in Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow looked like ass in preseason, to the point they cut him today. I mean, for how big the guy is, he couldn't even throw a block. He fell. He collapsed. He collapsed trying to block people. And that was Urban Meyer's boy. Brought him in for his leadership. Brought him in for the potential of his skill set to be a tight end. His boy. Failure. Now, was it a trial? Was it a worthwhile trial? No. Was it a trial? Yes. But I don't think it was worth it. I don't think Urban Meyer should have even wasted his time on it. But, I mean, did it hurt anything? No. Other than the potential, like everybody's been saying, the potential roster spot for somebody else to try to prove their worth in the NFL. Oh well, move on. Tim Tebow is now cut. Will he end up on another team? I doubt it. Will he end up on a practice squad? Doubt it. Will he end up playing another sport? God, I hope not. Then to the number 2 pick, Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson looked pretty solid, actually. He didn't wow anybody, but he had a couple of nice throws. Again, these guys didn't play a lot. They played a drive or 2 at most. Zach Wilson's going to be the starting quarterback for the Jets. There's no one on that roster that's going to take it from him unless all of a sudden unless they trade for Deshaun Watson, which I don't see that happening. Or any other quarterback. I don't see that happening. And then you had Trey Lance. Trey Lance came out. First drive was, he got sacked. Completion, incompletion. Ran the ball mostly. But he got sacked. And then on the second drive, throws a 80-yard touchdown pass that was about 44 yards through the air. Beauty. And when I say beauty, it was not a spiral, but it was on the money. For the wobble that the ball had, shockingly, because he normally throws a very tight spiral, for the wobble that it had, to have the velocity that it had, and the accuracy that it had, and the drop that it had right on the receiver, was pretty impressive. Play action rollout, throw across the field. He looked off the defense the entire time. He stayed looking at the left side of the field, drew the entire defense over to that side, opened it up for his receiver. And then his receiver just pulled away from the 2 defenders that were covering him. Led the receiver, boom, 80-yard, gone. The rest of the game for him, the other 5 drives that he led, could have gone better. Had a couple missed opportunities. A couple of balls that he should have thrown that he didn't. And took some more sacks. They also did not have him run. I'm pretty sure Kyle Shanahan told him, do not step past that line of scrimmage. Because I saw plenty of opportunities for him to run. Plenty of opportunities that were plays that had he run in North Dakota, he would have taken off. And he would have gained 20-plus yards. Now, a couple of those plays, too, the first person that would have met him would have been a 250-pound linebacker with a death stare. Not the same guys he would have played in college, where he could have trucked some people, but kept his composure. He didn't get rattled, even when things weren't going his way. So it looked good. Justin Fields looked good. Outplayed Andy Dalton. Justin Fields was probably the most solid quarterback of the rookie class on the day for preseason week 1. He looked good. He really did. Now, is he going to be QB1? Not according to Matt Nagy. Should he be? Yeah. He outplayed Andy Dalton. Justin Fields should be starting. Again, will he? I don't know. Matt Nagy says no, but we'll see. And then I already talked about Mac Jones. Now, Jordan Love, from the previous year draft class, from the 2020 draft class, came out, and he lit it up. And he looked good. Jordan Love looked good. But here's the thing. When you sit behind an all-world quarterback for a season, you learn some things. When you sit behind just a good veteran, you learn some things. A la Patrick Mahomes with Alex Smith. So, Jordan Love sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for a season was a good thing for him, because he learned some things. Guarantee. There's no way he couldn't have. And people want to talk about the relationship between Rodgers and Love. I've watched enough Aaron Rodgers interviews, and I've watched him actually be himself on things like the Pat McAfee show. He's not just cold shoulder Jordan Love. He's got to work with the kid. He has to. It's his job. So, Jordan Love gets to learn. It's good for him. He played well. Another quarterback that got to see some time from the 2020 draft class was Jacob Eason. Indianapolis. Eason looked good. The entire Indianapolis team looked good. Both Eason and Ellinger looked really good. They both had some fantastic throws. Some absolute darts, lasers, some laser beams. Hitting guys right between the numbers. Hitting guys in stride. Hitting tight windows, dropping bombs. Both quarterbacks. Indy's in a good position right now, quarterback-wise. Carson Wentz comes back, and they have 2 really good backups. And Carson Wentz sounds like he might be on track to play week 1. What the hell? Now, do I trust the situation? No. No. I said this on the day that his injury was announced. Now, again, I overblew it a little bit. I will admit that. That's on me. Where I said potentially out for the season. Most likely out for the season. And a couple people jumped all over my shit about it, saying, it was never said. They just said out indefinitely. That's fantastic. The way I look at it is an ankle or foot injury lingers. And when you have surgery on it, it takes a good 6 to 8 months to recover. Any ankle or foot surgery. So, I don't think that it's smart to push Carson Wentz to come back so quick. I get that they want to, but it makes me nervous because of what I've seen people's ankle and foot injuries turn into when they push too fast. So, Eason and Ellinger looked fantastic. There's no need to rush Carson Wentz back. Let him rest. Give him an extra 4 weeks. That's an extra month of heal time. It's 3 weeks until the regular season starts. Give him an extra 4. That's 7 additional weeks from now. He's out walking around. He was supposed to have his foot elevated for 2 damn weeks. 2 weeks! His foot was not supposed to touch the ground. And he was walking around a week after his surgery. Today was a week after his surgery. And he was walking around practice. Someone might want to say, "Oh, he's Superman." No, we don't need that. Superman is what got him hurt all the time in Philly. Superman is what led to the breakdown in Philly. We don't need Superman. Carson Wentz just needs to be man. That's it. Man shows up to play. Man leads them to playoffs. Man leads them to playoff wins. Superman gets burnt out. Superman gets hurt. That's the downside to being Superman on your team. Because there's 11 players across from you that are carrying kryptonite. That's the unfortunate side. Now, moving over to somebody else from the 2020 draft class, Joe Burrow did not play. And he should be glad. Because watching the Cincy quarterbacks get obliterated by the pass rush, oh. I watched one, the guy dead to rights, came off the edge, helmet in the chest, drilled. Bad. Now, I did not watch the full replay of the Cincy game. I don't know for sure who all started or who played. But, man, if they're blocking that bad for Burrow, yikes. Another 2020 draft classer, Tua. Tua got to play. And he looked good. And then he threw an interception. And then he looked good. He didn't wow anybody, but he looked pretty solid. He looked like the Tua that was advertised for last year. He looked like the Tua that could play 17 games. He looked like the Tua that can lead touchdown drives. He looked like the Tua that we want to see in 2021. He's got to clean up some decisions, absolutely, but everybody did. I can't say there was a single quarterback that played this weekend that didn't need to clean up some decisions. But Tua looks like he might be ready to take the next step. He doesn't have Ryan Fitzpatrick behind him to swap back in for him and sub, and for Fitzpatrick to take over and lead them to a game-winning drive to keep them in a playoff hunt. So this is now the Tua show. There are no other options. This is the Tua show. And I think he looks like he's poised to take that next step. Another quarterback that I thought looked fantastic this weekend. Some of you guys are going to call me a homer on this one, but the Chargers, Easton Stick. And I've said this since before Justin Herbert got drafted, that Easton Stick is starter quality potential. And he proved it again in this preseason. He played well last preseason. He played well the season before when they let Phillip Rivers walk. The last season that Easton Stick got to play, or excuse me, the last season that Phillip Rivers was there, that Easton Stick got to play in the preseason, he looked good. Last season, after they drafted Herbert, Easton Stick still looked good. This season, he still looks good. And I made a tweet about this. I'm a Steelers fan, obviously. You guys all see that. For the people that are Steelers fans that don't want Mason Rudolph or Dewey Haskins to take over, the Steelers need to make the trade for Easton Stick after this season. Case closed. Case closed. He's not their starter. They're not paying him a ton of money. His rookie contract is going to be up here soon because he's a 2019 draft pick. So unless they take his 4th year and 5th year, this is his last year. 19, 20, and 21. That's 3 years. Trade him. Bring back, you know what, in the trade. Get Rudolph. Get Haskins. Backup for Herbert. You need it. You're going to need a good backup. Mason's been a backup. He knows how to do it. Dewey. Jury's still out. He's been playing better. So, Steelers need to make that trade for Easton Stick. That's the heir apparent to Ben. My opinion. Case closed. Give me Easton Stick on the Steelers. Other than that, preseason was preseason. You know, we saw a lot of guys who won't make it past the next couple weeks. We've already seen the first round of cuts starting to take shape. NFL, the teams need to cut 14 players, I think, by tomorrow. Or was the deadline today? Either way, they need to start shaving rosters down. That's the way it goes. We're going to see a lot of guys who end up on the practice squads that we just saw last week. It is what it is. It happens every year. We're going to see a few guys step up. Is it going to be any of these rookie quarterbacks or second-year quarterbacks? Yeah, most likely. Is Trey Lance going to beat out Jimmy G? Jimmy G looked solid. Let him look solid. Let Jimmy G start. I don't care. I want Trey Lance to play, absolutely. But I want what's best for Trey Lance. And I don't mind Trey Lance sitting behind Jimmy G for half the season or the full season. I don't care. Let Jimmy G earn a good trade value. If he can take the 49ers to the playoffs, yeah. Let Trey learn. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the Trey show next year. It's the Trey area. Trey Lance is going to be a stud. Simple as that. All right, moving on from preseason talk. Or at least that round of preseason talk. Drama in the hobby today. My God. So, it comes out that eBay has suspended PWCC from further sales on their platform. And a lot of people came out and said, oh, I called eBay, and eBay didn't send that. And eBay's denying that they did this. Yeah, they called customer service and they talked to somebody in India. That have no clue what you're talking about. And A, besides that they have no clue what you're talking about, B, is they can't discuss that with you. They can't discuss the private side of their account with you. The emails that went out were legit. Simple as that. PWCC has since responded and basically said, eat it, eBay. We're walking away from your platform anyways. Now we're just going to expedite the process of our own platform. We all knew PWCC was a shill factory. We've been talking about this for years. That's no secret. It's come out in texts and emails from the owner. 90% of people, when they're using comps, 90% of people who've been around for a little while, when using comps, tend to throw out the PWCC sale comp anyways. Because it's usually inflated. Because of shilling. I've watched it myself where a card sells on auction, closes, and then the next day or 2 days later is relisted. Same exact card, same exact number. Because the wrong person got it. Because they went too high on their shill bid and then nobody bid over it. They're trying to set a comp. That's the whole point of a shill bid. Is either maximizing your sale price if you're the person that owns the card or your friend owns the card, or you're trying to set a higher comp for a card that you own and you want your card to sell that high. That's the whole point of shill bidding. And it's been running rampant on eBay. You can now click on bid histories and you can see bid retractions by person, how many times they bid with this one particular seller, all this kind of stuff. The fact that eBay tracks all this stuff but doesn't enforce anything until today blows my mind. Their anti-shill policy has been there for years, because people have been talking about this for well over 5 years. And the people who say that the shill bidding and PWCC is what created this bubble that we're in, that's not accurate. The PWCC shill bidding and Probstein shill bidding and Big Boy shill bidding and all these other shill bids have been going on since long before the bubble. The bubble. So it has nothing to do with a bubble. It just is them compounding the issue. That's all it is. The bubble wasn't created because of shill bids. The bubble, and it's not, I don't even call it a bubble, but this increased size market is because a lot more people jumped in and started throwing money around, including millionaire investors. That is what was a big source of the start. Now, was PWCC involved in some of the major decisions that have changed eBay's platform lately? Yes. They were involved in the return. If you don't offer returns on your listings, changing that from 30 days down to 3 days, because there's no reason for somebody to buy a card and return it 20 days later. No reason for it. So now if you don't accept returns, the eBay policy is that the buyer is given an automatic 3 days. PWCC was a part of that. That was part of their talks, among a number of other things. And you can go check that stuff out. That's published info. So, was PWCC doing some shady stuff? By the sounds of it, yes. Did they help with some stuff? Absolutely. So they now are going to be pushing onto their own platform faster than what they had anticipated, going in the golden auctions route, heritage auctions route, where they're going to have their own auction house. Now, if you go on to eBay, you'll still see PWCC auctions that are still active. The buy it nows apparently have all been pulled. 58,000 buy it nows have been removed. And then there's like 48,000 auctions that are still open. So a fair amount, because they're not going to close the auctions, from what I understand. They're going to let the auctions play out. Is that a good call? I don't know. You're going to get one last round of massive shill bidding. People are going to do it. They don't care if they're watching. They don't care. Because most of those shill accounts are less than 20 feedback accounts anyways, and it's not hard to start an account over and have 20 feedback on it. Somebody could do that in a day buying 99-cent sales. Plain white envelope sales. Josh chimes in, says, wonder if the whole retraction of bid method is because of this. Would make it so easy for eBay to tell if shilled. Now, from what I understand, PWCC was also part of the discussion on the bid retraction policy. That was some suggestions that they took part in as well. Again, that's more stuff that PWCC was involved in as a whole with the changes to eBay policies lately. And again, I don't know the full details. I haven't gone and looked at 100% looked at all the changes that eBay has implemented and how much PWCC was involved in all of it. But I know they were involved in a fair amount of it. A lot of the larger auction places were. I know Probstein has been involved heavily with discussions with eBay. Big Boyd's, Burbank, all these people have people that are now on that council with eBay. And I'm assuming after today, PWCC's person on their council is kind of going. It's my 2 cents, my take, I should say. But it definitely was a day of listening to people throw around incoherent conclusions, their own thoughts on the process, no validity behind stuff. It's amazing when something massive happens on social media, the amount of people that chime in with bad sources or fake sources, let's call it, where they just make it up. They make a movie in their head. It's sad sometimes watching some of it because people just embarrass themselves. Josh, actually, Joe Blow can be on the council. I was asked to be on the council. This was about a year ago. They asked if I wanted to interview to be on the eBay Sports Collectors Council or whatever they called it back then. I just didn't respond to the emails. I had no desire to be on it. I was getting really frustrated with eBay at the time anyways, and I didn't really think that anybody was going to listen to what little old me had to say. So, looking back, would I do it the same way? I might have felt it out. I might have responded to see. But I know that they sent those emails out to thousands of people that sell on eBay to be on that council. So I don't know what the qualifications were for it, because I'm not a big guy. I'm a Joe Blow. And they sent that email to me. So, and again, you know, hindsight's 20/20. Would I have at least responded to that, or taken the next step and see what it led to? You know, looking back now, I probably should have. But like I said, I was so pissed at eBay. This was about the time that I was walking away to start my website. Which, complete transparency, I am back selling on eBay some more. I've talked to some reps from eBay. I actually talked to eBay a little bit at the National, some of the reps that they had there. I'd already started selling a little bit on eBay prior to the National, very little. But some of the recent policy changes that they've had have made me feel a little bit better. I have had less issues. Now the shills and the fake bids and the non-pairs are still there, but returns were one of my biggest complaints, and that's one of the things that got cleaned up a little bit, at least to a level that I felt more comfortable. And so I haven't opened back up selling fully on eBay, but I do have a few things listed on eBay. That's eBay is where I'm also putting some of the consignments for break night. I call it break night consignments. And so for people who hit a big card, if they want to consign it, so I don't have to ship it, and then I will sell it. And if it sells on eBay, you know, fees, and then I take 5%. If it sells on my website, the little bit of fees there, and then 5%. I mean, it's not massive. So, I mean, we're talking, if it sells on my website, it's like 8% plus shipping. If it sells on eBay, it's the 13% plus the shipping plus my 5%. So I've started doing that. I've got one right now, actually. I don't have it handy. It's actually put away in the consignment box. From National Treasures, the RJ Hampton RPA that was pulled for Henry, I reached out to him and asked if he would be interested in, because this is the biggest consignment card I've had. I mean overall, something that's going to be here till it sells. Like, I have people all the time from Break Night that'll be like, hey, take this to the next card show, and then if the next card show, if it doesn't sell, I ship it to him. But this one, he's just like, nope, keep it till it sells. I'm like, okay. And so I'm doing that, and it's very limited as to what I'm doing. I'm only taking a few cards at a time, but I'm selling, I'm doing Break Night consignments. This is total, this is I think this was my number 105, 105th card that I've consigned from Break Night. But it's definitely the biggest. Most everything else has been in the 80 to 150 to 200 range ish. This one's bigger. I have it listed at 3K or best offer. So I mean, it's again, you know, it's something I'm trying to start getting into offering more, and I'm very limited in what I'm offering right now. The amount that I will take on consignment, just because I'm waiting until I have staff hired and whatnot, and we can do that kind of stuff. And then when more breaks are brought to the table, you know, then people can consign volume card shows, because I plan on doing some bigger shows, you know, like Dallas and the one in California, Bakersfield. I'm gonna do the National next year, you know, stuff like that. So consignment stuff at that point from Break Night. So, but again, if I don't have to sell it on eBay, I don't want to. I'm kind of also using eBay to expand my reach a little bit, because if I can put a business card into an envelope that I sold a card to somebody for $500, now all of a sudden they get my business card and go, ooh, a group breaker, and also a place to buy sports cards. Maybe he has more stuff than what he has listed on his eBay page, which I do, by far. So, expanding my reach a little bit. Is it using eBay a bit? Yeah. But who doesn't? What business doesn't? If you buy anything on eBay from Blowout or Burbank or Steel City or DNA or any of the big retailers, the box you get comes laden with flyers and coupons directly to their website and all this stuff, because they want you to shop on their website, because they don't want to pay their fees. Now granted, most of those guys aren't paying dirt cheap fees. They're paying, you know, 2% type fees versus little old me paying 13%. But they're all doing the same thing. They don't want you buying from their eBay store unless you've never bought from them before. They want you jumping over to their website. Their website gives them advertising traffic. Their website gives them clicks on other things you may not have been looking for on eBay. Because all of a sudden, let's say you bought a blaster of Mosaic football from Blowout's eBay page. The shipment comes to you. It's got business card, it's got a flyer, it's got a coupon for 20% off a shipment or an order at Blowout. So you go onto their website. Ooh, 20% off. I'm going to buy a box of Gold Standard football. 20% off. Oh, while I'm here, I'm going to check this. Ooh, while I'm here, I'm going to check this. Ooh, they got Pokemon. Ooh, they've got this. Ooh, they've got that. Ooh, they've got that. That's what it's for. And yeah, if I can snake a dozen people in a year to start getting into group breaks, to start buying singles and boxes off my website because they bought a card off of me on eBay for $50, $100, $200, $500, $5,000, yeah, sign me up. As long as I don't have to deal with the returns bullshit. Because that was a pain in the ass last year. That was a pain in the ass. So, is eBay a pain in the ass? Yep. Am I happy with eBay? No. They still owe me money. Am I going to use eBay to expand my business and bring in more customers and grow my brand name and my footprint? Yeah. Yep. Absolutely will. No doubt about it. Unless they start screwing me over again. Do I want them to take my money? No. No, I do not. Do I want to sell this big card on eBay and let them take $500 from me? No. No, I do not. But is this going to help me expand my business by selling it on eBay? Yeah, probably. Probably. So, when you look at it in terms of advertising, there's your fees. Correct, Josh. That's my exact point. They're a pain, but where else are you going to get millions of eyes on your stuff? So, yeah, it's tough to justify it. And when I took my website live, yeah, I got some traffic right away, and then it tapered off, and then now with breaks going full swing, yes, I get 800 plus visits a week, absolutely. But it's not always singles, boxes, and stuff. It's mostly breaks. So getting more traffic over to searching my singles and boxes and Funkos, that's a goal. And using eBay to do so, it's going to have to happen. Simple as that. So if I want Sports Stuff Hub to stick around and be something that I can do full time, yes. Do I want Sports Stuff Hub Media to be the goal? Yeah, absolutely. That is my goal. Sports Stuff Hub Media is my goal. But if I want to get that goal, I'm going to have to use the tools like eBay. I'm going to have to use other tools like maybe even Slab Stocks or Alt or Loop or something like that. And you can't be too proud to sell your stuff. You can't be too proud to not partner with people. And that's one thing that I'm definitely learning along the way, is what level of too proud is too much. You know, I've always been a person that believed that I could do things just by reputation. But at some point you got to partner with some of the bigger guys to get your reputation more well known. Not selling your soul. I'm not talking about that. I don't mean, you know, I don't mean that I'm gonna, you know, partner with Rick Probstein or, you know, a known trimmer or somebody like that. But using the avenues that millions of people are using to further your business name and expand, yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's smart. What else were we going to talk about tonight? Does anybody remember? Oh, that's right. Upcoming card shows. If you're in the Washington, Oregon area, you have probably or hopefully been to the Twin Oaks card shows between Auburn, Everett, and Portland, Oregon. And they've been a couple a month, usually 2 or 3. Everett's been usually every other month, and when the Everett show is happening, then it's 3 card shows in a month. This month there are 3 card shows, and Everett is not one of them. Portland is twice. We had a Portland show the weekend after the National, which a lot of you saw my tweets about. that was actually a really good Portland card show. I had my doubts about the burnout, the fallout from the National, and that people were going to be just completely wiped out and not want to go. And it was quite the opposite. People were re-energized. It was fantastic. Now we have Auburn this coming weekend, which is a massive 2-day show. It's the biggest card show in the entire region. And I'm looking forward to that show because that's a show that we bring a lot of pops to. And we move a fair amount of pops at this show. And I have taken on a fair amount of inventory now, further than what I was at. And I've now swapped out a bunch of stuff, some of the stuff that was slow moving, just to kind of give it a fresh. I've taken, we bring about 360 to 380 pops per show, and I've probably swapped out 60 plus pops to different ones that were maybe have been here for a few months and not moved. So we're trying to get a rotation in. I'll put some of the other ones back in, you know, as some other stuff moves and whatnot. We'll just keep rotating it through. So kind of looking forward to that, especially with the pops that are going on the table. If you're a Funko collector, it's pretty fire. I took out some of the stuff that I had originally set aside for my PC, that my wife and I were going through some stuff, and it got to the point where I was like, we had over 400 pops in our PC. We had close to 460, and it got to the point where I was like, we need to scale this down a little bit. Let's dig in. Let's see what we've got that really isn't true PC, doesn't fit our themes and whatnot, and let's take some stuff out. So we went through and we pulled out about 40 pops out of our PC. Probably could have done more, but it's really tough for us to take out Star Wars and Marvel. My wife's into Pokemon. My wife loves Stitch. We have a Wonder Woman PC, Deadpool, and so we have a lot of that kind of stuff. And so we probably should have taken out more, but this was step one. This was step one. We still have some monsters in our collection. Like I have a Gen 1 Kobe Bryant, which is a little over $300. And I so wish I had bought more. But again, you know, I bought it long before he passed away. I obviously didn't think it was going to go like that. But yeah, this show, the pop assortment is big. And if you're a pop collector, this is a perfect show because there's not only me as a vendor, but there's usually 2 or 3 other vendors, but also in that mall is a Hot Topic and a store called Unlock the Con, which is a Funko based store. It's like going to a comic convention without going to the comic convention. So there's tons of pops there. Now we work really closely with them as well. We send people back and forth to each other. We do deals between the two of us, between their store and my store. Fantastic company to work with. I love working with Unlock the Con. So shout out to Unlock the Con in the Auburn Outlet Mall. So if you're a Funko collector, you definitely need to come down to the Auburn show because there's more Funkos at that show than any show. It's literally, I wouldn't say it's like going to a Comic-Con type thing, but there's a lot of pops to look through. On top of that, I got some good stuff back from PSA. The stuff that I brought back from the National is going to be on the table this weekend. Adding more stuff to the tables. As you saw a few minutes ago when I brought this card up, this will be, unless this sells in the next couple of days, this will be on the table. This is my Trevor Lawrence Contenders Draft Picks Premium Edition Variation C College Ticket Gold out of 10 that just came back Gen 10. I was nervous as hell with this card being at PSA. Just came back yesterday, and I'm excited. I'm excited to have that card back. Another one that that I'm bringing to this show is a Russell Wilson rookie auto RPA out of 25 from Certified Football. Justin Herbert Immaculate Collegiate rookie auto out of 99. Just lots of stuff like this. So much stuff like this. Kobe Bryant EX 2000 rookie BGS 8. I haven't decided if I'm going to bring this one yet. This is my Don Russ Optic Preview Hollow Justin Herbert PSA 9. This is not the actual true Optic card. This is the preview from Don Russ that I pulled out of a hobby box of Don Russ. And when I pulled it, I pulled this and Canvas Collection Studio Series out of 100 out of back-to-back boxes. No, out of the same box, sorry. And had no idea they were going to be worth what they were worth. Then the other one I haven't decided about, what I picked up at the National. My John Morant. I can get a good John Morant Mosaic Rookie Auto PSA 10. Picked this up at the National. Debating if I want to hang on to that card till basketball season, because John Morant stuff goes crazy in the during the season, at least to start the season. And I'm hoping to have my Hoops Premium John Morant Black Pulsar before the season starts. I'm gonna have some pretty nice jaw cards going into the season. So but yeah, so like I was saying, with the Auburn show coming up, we're gonna have 70 plus vendor tables, possibly more. I'm betting it's gonna be probably closer to 90, and it's just gonna be jam-packed. The show is fantastic. And then we got Portland the following weekend, which is the second show for the month, as I was saying before. We'll see if Portland number 2 for August is as good as Portland number 1 was for August. Then after that, we have the 11th and 12th of September. We're going to have the Auburn show. Now, this has to do with why the Portland show is at the end of this month as well. Going forward, this is a big announcement for the Twin Oaks card shows. Going forward for the rest of the year, what used to be the schedule up until now was the Auburn show was later in the month, and the Everett show, or the Portland show, excuse me, was early in the month. That is now going to be flip-flopped. Going forward the rest of the year, the Portland show will be at the end of the month, and the Auburn show will be early in the month. So that's going to be going forward. Now, that does throw some wrenches in some plans, partly because that same weekend, the 11th and 12th of September, is the Industry Summit by Beckett. The Industry Summit takes place in Vegas. The Industry Summit is where people have breakout sessions. There's a lot of Q&As. There's a lot of presentations. There's a lot of information that takes place, information sharing. There's a lot of networking that takes place during this. And they've also added a card show this year. The card show is going to be Friday and Saturday, the 10th and 11th. And the summit is going to be the 12th through the 15th, with Sunday the 12th mostly being a golf day. But 13th, 14th, and 15th through Wednesday is going to be the summit. And I advise anybody that wants inside information, and I wouldn't even call it inside information, that wants to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. We're going to have Beckett there. We're going to have PSA there. We're going to have Panini's going to be there. Topps is going to be there. The wholesalers are going to be there. GTS, Southern, Peach State, Blowout's going to be there. Dave and Adams is going to be there. Steel City's going to be there. There's so many big name companies that are going to be represented there. Sports Stuff Hub is going to be there. I mean, come on, it's like Hall of Fame city right here. Just kidding. I will be there this year. So, my first time ever going to something like this was suggested to me by my buddy Johnny, who owns Collector's Corner Northwest. And he told me that this is a great opportunity for networking. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do right now, is network. So, I will be there for that, which means I'm missing the September Auburn Card Show. A little disappointed by that, especially because that's the big card show for the month. That's been our staple since we since the COVID restrictions made it enough so that we could do card shows. That has been our staple card show that we've been doing. So I'm a little bummed, but we'll make the one in October, and that'll be just fine. No issues. We'll be back for that. There's a lot going on the rest of this year. We're talking card shows right now, and then I just mentioned the Industry Summit. There's so much going on in the second half of the year. We have the California Road Show is going to be opening up sometime this fall. I'm expecting November-ish, I think Ryan and Justin said. And if you haven't checked that out yet, make sure you do so. California Roadshow, CA Roadshow, which is going to be a sister store to the Kentucky Roadshow, Jimmy's Kentucky Roadshow. Ryan and Justin are going to run this store in California. They're going to have their big grand opening. So I'm going to be going down to California for that. I'm going to be going to Dallas probably in October for the card show down there, the Dallas Card Show. Loop headquarters opens, I believe, in November. And I wanted to go to that, but that's going to be too much, I think, because that would make a lot of trips in the last 6 months. And then Emerald City Comic Con is in December in Seattle. Now, we already have our tickets for that. We're going to that. Thankfully, that's local, so we don't have to travel. But we're talking July was the National. August card shows. September Summit with card shows. October card shows with the Dallas Card Show. November, I believe, is when the California Road Show opens with card shows as well. And then Emerald City Comic Con in December with card shows as well. So, yeah, the rest of this year is packed. Packed. Beyond packed. It's amazing how much is going on. So, yeah, trying to get to everything. I feel like I'm going to be leaving some things out, and it's disappointing, and I'm sad because I want to get to everybody's stuff. I want to get out and support everybody. You know, I want to get out and support Eric Doty at Loop with their Loop headquarters grand opening, but getting to California yet this year, or excuse me, Florida this year is going to be a struggle. I mean, that's the complete opposite end of the country for me. That's opposite corner. I'm Washington. That's Florida. That's you know, opposite. So that's going to be tough to make. So, I mean, there's, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that is going to be extremely tough to make. I would love to get out to the Wisconsin Dells show. We want to try to get down to the Bakersfield show. There's a lot to do. We're trying to next year be able to get set up at doing one of the Comic-Cons locally in the area for Pops. You know, working a deal. I'm trying to get stuff worked out so that I have another platform for streaming on. And it's going to open up a whole new avenue for sales. So Sports Stuff Hub has a lot going on this year. And I love seeing everybody's growth. And I'm trying to make sure that I include everybody as much as I can, because there's so much going on. What else were we going to talk about tonight? All right, we talked about the card shows, Industry Summit, NFL preseason. Oh, fantasy football. I'm going to bring this up again. I mentioned this last week. I released all the information about this. Fantasy football. I've started signing people up for the league. It's $20 to get in. Unlimited amount of people, but it's broken up into 12-team divisions. So each division is going to act as their own league. We are sponsored by Ultra Pro. Ultra Pro is giving me gift bags that are roughly about $50 in value, that the weekly high scorer, the weekly overall high scorer, will get a gift bag. The $20 entry fee that everybody's paying goes towards the end of the season hobby boxes for the top 3 overall finishers. How the finishers are calculated. Each division is going to have a division champion. Those division champions are going to be ranked based off of their overall total score. Those overall total scores are going to be first, second, and third overall. Those 3 top are going to be winning hobby boxes. The more people that we have involved, the bigger the prizes. The last time we did this league, at this size, we had 5 divisions, I believe, filled at 20 per. So if we have, this is now 12 people per division, okay? This isn't teners, these are 12. So if we have 5, that's 60 people participating. Okay? That's, we can put up some money in this league to get some good hobby boxes for the first, second, and third. Imagine getting a box of encased football for first place. So we want to make sure we get as many people as possible. I'm filling people in right now as they pay. That's how I'm monitoring it, so that I don't have to chase people down for money. If you want to play, pay first. I send you the invite. I'm filling leagues. Division number 1 is almost full. There's like, I think, 2 spots left as of this afternoon. Division 2, I've already got people that I'm placing into Division 2. And then once Division 1 is full, I'll finish filling 2, and as I'm filling 2, I will start placing people in the queue for Division 3 as well. But I easily believe we're going to have 60 to 100 people. So make sure you get in early, get your placement, and we'll start doing drafts. As the divisions fill, I'll start setting those draft nights up. We're going to do all the draft nights right here on YouTube. All division drafts will be broadcast live on YouTube for anybody to watch. All the replays will go up. And then as we get things going, I will make a page on sportstuffhub.com that's going to have all the information so people can see the week-to-week matchups, the overall leagues, the scoring, everything. Everything's going to be publicized on sportstuffhub.com. Even the trash talk. I want trash talk. So if you want a good competitive league and you want to talk some trash to people and you want to potentially win some stuff, get on over here. I am still working with a couple of other companies. I've had a few that have turned down sponsorship because they didn't have the availability right now for it. Maybe for next year, but I'm working with a couple other companies yet to see if we can get some more freebies for the participants, some prizes and stuff. The bigger we can make it, the better. But make sure you guys get into that. Message me about it, and once you pay, give me the email address that you associate your fantasy football to, and then I'll get you invited. Like I said, I'm aiming for 60 to 100 people minimum. Imagine 100 people joining at $20 a piece. That's $2K. That's $2K we can spend on hobby boxes for the top 3. Yeah. Imagine a $1,200 box for first place, $500 for second, $300 for third. That works. That would be huge. That's huge. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward. I love fantasy football. If you guys haven't been able to tell by some of the show's main topics where we've talked fantasy, and then this year's Sports Stuff Hub live shows are going to be massive. Because we're going to be talking stats, we're going to be talking results, we're going to be talking average draft places versus how they're performing, and we're going to be talking a lot of stuff. I'm going to be bringing guests on to talk about this. We're going to be going deep. I might even get into doing this a couple more days a week. We shall see. But in the meantime, I got a box rip that we're going to get to. We're going to get to it now. I need to move some stuff out of the way. And of course I gotta flip these screens around again. I always do that because I switch my cameras around for break night. Alright guys, hang on. Bloop. Boom. There we go. And here we go. I actually found some retail. It's the first retail, well, I wouldn't say I went out and looked for it, but it just happened to be there. We have hanger boxes of 2021 Prestige football. Now, I do like Prestige football, and normally every year I'm able to get some Prestige football. Obviously, times are a little bit different right now, but I actually managed to get a little bit. Now, I didn't get any mega boxes and blasters like I'd hoped to. This was the best that they had, because again, I didn't really go search for it, and I didn't go out competitively looking for it like what a lot of people do. I just stopped in and they had some. So here we go, 2021 Prestige football, come on, hanger boxes. And we got 2 of them to open. Kind of pumped about this because I've seen some this year's Prestige. I like the look of the inserts. And don't forget, tomorrow night's breaks are up, and they're going to be huge. Tomorrow night's going to be massive. We have 2 breaks of Immaculate Collegiate Football first off the line. We have a serial break, 10-spot serial break, and then we have a random team break. We also have a Prism Baseball for this year, 2021 Prism Baseball, random division break. And then we have Sage Football, Aspire, in a hit draft, 20-spot hit draft. Yeah, 60 cards per hanger. Yeah, these are no-brainers if you see these. All right, so there's the Kid Reporter card that I'm giving to Eloy. All right, so this is what this year's Prestige looks like. If you haven't seen it yet, not a bad look to it. So we get Tyrann Mathieu, Jamal Williams, Robbie Anderson, Calvin Ridley, Travis Kelce, Chase Edmonds, Andy Dalton, Preston Williams, Lamb Jack, Brian Burns, D. Jones, Mike Williams, Mostert, Rashawn Gary, Jamison Crowder, Baker, Derrick Henry, Cameron Jordan, Austin Eckler, Dallas Goedert, Quinnen Williams, DJ Chark, and our first parallel is a extra points gold rookie of Nick Bolton. And I don't see it numbered, but it's got the star look to it. So, did they name them like they do with Unparalleled and stuff? It doesn't look like it. I don't see a number on it, though. Chiefs rookie Nick Bolton. Another extra points rookie for the Bills, Marquez Stevenson. Again, not numbered that I can see anywhere. Saquon Barkley extra points for the Giants. Carson Wentz extra points for the Colts. Oh, the wrong Niners quarterback. Jimmy G extra points. Powerhouse Aaron Jones insert. Any Given Sunday Terrell Davis. Highlighting the Super Bowl Broncos over Packers. That's neat. Franchise favorites Nick Chubb. Got a nice foil look to it. Living Legends Andre Reed. And that's a neat looking parallel. Or a insert, I should say. It's almost got a sepia look to it. It's pretty awesome. And then we're getting into some base rookies. Peyton Turner, Kylan Granson, Jamin Davis, Sage Surratt, Tyson Campbell. This is not a rookie. Jeremy Chin, Jalen Ramsey, Kenny Golladay, Josh Allen, Auden Tate, David Johnson, Darius Leonard, Larry Fitz, Allen Robinson, Daniel Jones, Tre'Davious White, Melvin Gordon, Austin Hooper, Ryan Tannehill, Alvin Kamara, Kirk Cousins, Chase Winovich, James Conner, Joe Schobert, Antoine Winfield, George Kittle, Aaron Rodgers, Anthony Barr, and OBJ. Box number 2. Preston Williams, Lamjack, Brian Burns, Deion Jones, Chris Jones, Ezekiel Elliott, Christian Wilkins, Brandon Cooks, Quentin Nelson, Noah Fant, Matthew Stafford, Logan Thomas, A.J. Brown, Traquan Smith, Mike Williams, Raheem Mostert, Rashawn Gary, Jamison Crowder, Baker Mayfield, Derrick Henry, Cameron Jordan, Austin Eckler, Dallas Goedert, and our parallels. Numbered out of 25 for the Titans, Caleb Farley. There we go. We got a numbered rookie. First rounder, Caleb Farley. Antonio Gibson, extra points. Darius Slay, extra points. Rookie, Jermar Jefferson, extra points. And there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Justin Fields, rookie, extra points for the Chicago Bears. Da Bears, Chicago. Justin Fields. DJ Moore, extra points for Lina. Insert of Nick Chubb. No stopping Chubb at the line. That just sounds messed up. D-Hop. Time-stamped. And we get one of the season's greetings. This one of Travis Etienne. Season's greetings, South Carolina. That's a cool insert. I do like these inserts. Was hoping we'd pull the Trey Lance, but oh well. Mike Singletary, Living Legends. And our base rookies, Evan McPherson, Peyton Turner, Kylan Granson, Jamin Davis, Sage Surratt. Kind of the similar to what we got before. And then the last base, DeForest Buckner, D-Hop, Roquan Smith, Saquon Barkley, Carson Wentz, Drew Lock, Cam Akers, Jeff Okudah, Stephon Diggs, Joe Burrow, Laramie Tunsil, Aaron Jones, Denzel Mims, Austin Hooper, Ryan Tannehill, Alvin Kamara, Kirk Cousins, Chase Winovich, James Conner, Joe Schobert, Antoine Winfield, George Kittle. Literally the same order on a handful of the cards. So that was 2 hangers of 2021 Prestige Football. Now, the question is, what am I going to give away? I am going to give away the Greetings from South Carolina, Travis Etienne. And I'm going to give away the Caleb Farley. Those are going to be the two giveaways that I do. This Caleb Farley is out of 25. Number 20 of 25. Those are going to be the two giveaways for tonight. Do we even have people on for the giveaway besides Josh? Is anybody else on right now?
Bueller. Bueller. Bueller.
Shane, there you go. All right. Shane answers the Bueller. Well, we're going to do the dice roller real quick. Oops. This is how many times we're going to randomize the list. 9. Okay. We're going to randomize the list 9 times. All right, who's in? Just type me into chat if you want to win. 2 cards we're giving away are the Etienne Season's Greetings and the Caleb Farley Rookie out of 25. Just type me in chat. M-E. Bueller. Bueller. Shane, first one in. Dawn is in. Why, okay, why is it not? Come on. Josh, I'm assuming you're in. Anybody else want to get entered to win? Just type me in the chat. M-E. Me. The 2 cards we're giving away. First place would, or the first spot will be Travis Etienne Season's Greetings. The second will be Caleb Farley Extra Points Rookie out of 25. Understandable, Josh. All right, anybody else? We'll just get to it then. Shane and Dawn are gonna be our 2 randomizers. So 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th and final. Shane getting the Etienne. Don getting the Caleb Farley. Etienne is sick. Congratulations, guys. Okay, so we are going to wrap up a little bit early tonight, and because we've got I got a lot to do this week still, so I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get going on it tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to do a little sheetrocking in the shed because I'm going to try to get some more stuff organized and ready for out there, because hopefully we can run our mini splits out there sometime soon. So, like I said, card show this weekend. We have break night tomorrow night. We have a massive lineup for tomorrow night, so don't miss out on getting your spots. Things were moving a little bit slow this week, which is a little odd considering the last couple weeks were just monstrous for us. So grab your spots for break night tomorrow night. All the product is here and ready to go. We're gonna rip it tomorrow if we can get things rolling. Don't forget about fantasy football. Message me for entry into fantasy football. And yeah, that's about it for tonight. So I will see everybody tomorrow night right here again on the YouTube channel for break night, and then I'll be back here again next Tuesday for Sports Stuff Hub Live, which we're going to have even more to talk about because we're going to have week 2 of preseason in the books. So again, thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you very much, Josh, for the compliment. I appreciate it, and I will talk to all of you throughout the week on social media, and if I don't, I will see you right back here on Tuesday night for Sports Stuff Hub Live next week. Have a good night, everybody, and stay safe out there.